Welcome back to Footballology. So this week I want to do a video about all the coaching firings that are happening and some of the hirings that should happen. I think I have some really good ideas and some solid guys that can come in and turn some of these teams around that are looking for that winning program or the winning team and the combination. I think these coaches can give these teams that opportunity to become those kind of winning teams that are in the playoffs year in, year out. Speaking of the playoffs, as you guys can see, I'm wearing some of my Chiefs stuff. Chiefs are in the playoffs, so that's really exciting. Another opportunity to go for the Super Bowl. And I'm going to try to put out a playoff video. Not sure yet, but I'm going to try to. But let's get right into this one.
Drop down and shake it, shake. Drop down and shake it, shake. Drop down and shake it, shake. Drop down and shake it. Drop down and shake it, shake. Drop down.
First off, I want to start off with the most undesirable job to have right now. It's the Buffalo Bills job. Now, the reason why I say that is because you have an aging running back, you have an injury-prone wide receiver, you have a quarterback situation, I guess, with a high-dollar contract as well. You have an aging defense that is, they have young pieces that can come in and be really good, but, you know, like Gilmore, he's a younger guy. Darby's a younger guy. Nico Roby-Coleman is a younger guy. Who I'm thinking, they get Reggie Ragland back next year, Shaq Lawson. So they have pieces that are going to come in and be quality next year. But in my personal opinion, I feel like this is the most undesirable job, especially looking from the offensive side of standpoint. Defense, I think, is always going to be there. It's going to take care of itself. It's a really solid defense in my personal opinion. So you got to do something offensively. You got to find some kind of, not so much as explosion. I know they had a really good rushing attack this year, but it was something missing with that team, and I don't know what it was. Personally, with the Rex Ryan firing, I agree, because I didn't feel like Rex Ryan should have been there in the first place. I feel like Rex Ryan should have been in Atlanta. I didn't know who should have took the Buffalo job. I would have to go back and look and see who was available at the time. But I didn't feel that Rex Ryan was a good fit for Buffalo. I think he was the perfect fit for Atlanta, because he would have went in there and set that defense up correctly and gave himself an opportunity to have a self-sustaining offense. And he didn't give himself that opportunity to do that in Buffalo. So I think Buffalo was a bad matchup for him to begin with. All they did was kept drafting defense, and they just kept building their defense. They kind of went offense with Sammy Watkins. He can't stay healthy. They brought in LaShawn McCoy. They thought they had something in Tyrod Taylor. It's just, when you look at some of the moves and transactions that they did for the offensive side of the ball to try to fix some of whatever that offense was, it didn't work in their favor, and it really backfired on them. And I think that going forward, if you're the Buffalo Bills, you should definitely look for a head coach that can really hone in on what your offense can do and just really try to find the best way to be the most productive on offense, because I feel like this team has a self-sustaining defense that you can go out there with a solid defensive coordinator and say, let these guys play. And, you know, Marcel Dyer is, I'm not sure if Kyle Williams is coming back. Jerry Hughes has found himself in Buffalo, so he can do something. Stephon Gilmore, like I said earlier. And then you get Ragland and Lawson back. So this defense, in my personal opinion, will become self-sustaining to the point where you don't have to coach them up so much. Definitely put them in a position to make big plays, and they're going to do that for you. And I think once all that happens, I think once you get the offense together, this can be a deep playoff team, not just a regular playoff team. I think it can be a really deep, sufficient playoff team that can be dangerous in the playoffs as well. And also, I think it'd be dangerous against New England, considering that's a division opponent. My head coach prospect for the Buffalo Bills is Kyle Shanahan. And the reason why I say Kyle Shanahan, this guy is really underrated in my personal opinion. First of all, your dad's a head coach, a Super Bowl winning head coach is that, not just some slump of the, run-of-the-mill head coach. Like, this guy is a really good head coach, or his father is. But I think Kyle Shanahan is also a good coach. I think that when you look at what he's done for Atlanta, it took a couple of years, and granted, he has great weapons there. So it's kind of hard to kind of say, oh, well, look what he did in Atlanta. But I think that what Atlanta is doing this year, and especially Matt Ryan, what he's done, and Matt Ryan and Julio have been Matt Ryan and Julio. But what you guys fail to realize is now that Tevin Coleman's there, Devontae Freeman did come on last year, so you can make a question mark there if you want to. But Devontae Freeman's looking quality. They're bringing a great offensive lineman. I think the offensive line is starting to build up and starting to be really good there. So it's another thing you can lay your hat on too. If you're against Kyle Shanahan, anyways. But you got Mohamed Sanu, Taylor Gabriel, I can't remember. And those guys stepping up. And then Hopper at the tight end position, that guy's looked really quality. And it's a Shanahan system, so the tight end is going to be top notch. Like, you have to be a great tight end in a Shanahan system. Just remember that. And he's looked really quality for them. But, you know, reason why I feel like Shanahan should go to Buffalo, once again, my personal opinion, I think he's a good fit for them because he's going to fix Tyrod Taylor. And if you're the Buffalo Bills front office, that's what you want. You want somebody to fix Tyrod Taylor. You have way too much money invested in him for him not to be fixed and for him to be just riding the pine. Like, you don't want that. You want that man on the field and making plays for your team. And I think Shanahan, with the system that him and his father, or at least his father has, and that he's probably used a little bit or made his own hybrid version of, is they move the quarterback. And Tyrod Taylor is definitely a quarterback you can move with and do other things with outside of the pocket. And he can be really dangerous, which then in turn frees up everyone else to be extremely dangerous. They got Charles Clay there on the offensive side of the ball, which a guy that didn't do absolutely nothing this year. Kyle Shanahan gets in-house. I guarantee Charles Clay has a Pro Bowl year and just a crazy, phenomenal season. And then you have Sammy Watkins. You really can't fix what Sammy Watkins is doing, but think of Sammy Watkins, if he can stay healthy for 16, think of Sammy Watkins as your Julio Jones now, you know what I mean? So now you got a deep threat, crazy deep threat. He can probably fix Robert Woods, get him going, and have him be a legitimate number 2 for them, or if not him, you know, Justin Hunter, or some other guys that are on their roster that can become a legit number 2 for this squad, because they're missing a legit number 2, in my personal opinion. And then I think the offensive line is just going to need draft help and free agent acquisitions to actually build it up to be something at least worth average to above average. But Shanahan gets in there, he implements his system, and also with the Shanahan system, you move your quarterback, takes a little bit more pressure off your offensive line. Your offensive linemen are not consistently sitting there, and with the moving of the quarterback, it kind of moves the pass rush as well. Kind of makes guys line up as well, because you think about the running ability of a Tyrod Taylor and things like that. I think Shanahan goes in there and he dominates. He goes crazy off. And another reason why I like him is we can throw out the whole Atlanta thing, and we can say back when they were in Washington, him and his father. And I think when they were in Washington, RG3 was never supposed to be the quarterback, but they made it work. And RG3 rookie year was phenomenal. And then you look at when Kirk Cousins, go back to the rookie year of Kirk Cousins and RG3. Kirk Cousins came in that game, and granted, it was the Cleveland Browns, but he came in on that game, and it looked like the game plan was so simplified. Like, I feel like Kirk Cousins was Washington's quarterback all along. RG3 was just the owner's quarterback. But that's a different story for a different day. Kyle Shanahan for the Buffalo Bills head coaching position. Give him an opportunity to go in there, fix that offense, let the defense sustain itself, and they can be a Super Bowl caliber team. The next job on the list is the Los Angeles Rams job. Now, with this job, you have so much going for you. You have so much to build with and so much to look forward to. Defensively, you can draft free agent acquisitions, build up your defense a little bit more. The defense needs a little bit of, patchwork, but definitely sustainable and definitely can be quality. Needs coaching though. This is the problem. Needs coaching. Then you have the offense, which is in ripe position. You have a young quarterback. You have a young running back. You have an offensive line that is very shaky. You need to get some guys in there. Once again, needs some patchwork, but definitely can be quality and be average to above average. That's what we're looking for right now. We're not even looking for great. We're not looking for Dallas. We're looking for, let's say, not Oakland this year. Oakland's a good offensive line. But we're looking to about average. Dallas is like top tier. We're looking for you to place into the 15s to 14s of offensive line ranking. Right now, anyways. We can build that later on because you have a young quarterback. Then the most key thing and the most key piece to this squad and what they're missing, in my personal opinion, is a true number 1. Don't give me Kenny Britt. Don't give me Brian Quick. Don't even give me Tavon Austin. Don't say Tavon Austin. I can't stand that. But they're missing a legit number 1 receiver, a legit dominant receiver. At least think about Detroit and what they did when they replaced Calvin Johnson. When they brought in Calvin Johnson, fill-in, if you will. They already had Golden Tate there. We knew what Golden Tate was capable of doing. They brought in Marvin Jones. So now these guys complement one another. They're not so much as one as the one, but they're very solid number 2s that are playing really high. They're playing like at the peak of 2s, so low tier 1s if you want to make that comparisons. That's what the Los Angeles Rams need. They need some receivers that can come in there and compete with one another, be top tier 2s, low end 1s, or you can just go find you a dominant number 1 and be dominant all the way, because Jared Goff is going to need that. He's going to need something, And then who needs it the most is Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley is just hot right now. I know he's mad. After what he did his rookie year, and then this year, he's just like, I give up. I quit. I think if you're the Los Angeles Rams, this job is easily fixable and can be easily competitive. It's not going to be Super Bowl caliber for the next 3 or 4 years, depending on your free agent acquisitions and your draft process. But what you have in place from a head coaching standpoint, this is the job. Hopefully ownership gives you the opportunity to come in 3 years, two and a half even, 2 years and 8 games. That's all you need. Come in, put your guys in place, not fix Jared Goff, get Jared Goff going in the right direction, and then get the defense steady. I feel like the defense is just really washy water right now. You just gotta get them calm. If you can get that defense calmed down, that defense can be super scary and super legit. And so I feel like if you're the Los Angeles Rams, you definitely need to go in there and just find a coach that's gonna even your team out and balance your team, because I think your team right now, from an attitude standpoint, from an overall performance standpoint, they're just all over the board. You need somebody that's going to come in and create some structure and definitely put your team in a position to win ball games. My coaching selection for the Los Angeles Rams is going to be Jim Bob Cooter. And the reason I'm going Jim Bob Cooter is because, for one, I want to say his name. It was just funny. I just wanted to say it. But no, seriously, like, I feel like what he's done in Detroit and what he's gotten Matthew Stafford to do without a Calvin Johnson is really impressive. It's extremely impressive. You brought in a random piece into the mix, and you fixed him up, and you got him going in the right direction. Also, the guy worked with Peyton Manning, so he has that, if you will, that Peyton Manning thing going on. Like, he can fix your quarterback, in my opinion. Or not so much, like I said, not Jared Goff don't need fixing. He just need consistency and continuity at the head coaching position. And I think if you get Jim Bob Cooter in there, he's a young coach, and you get Jared Goff, get these guys on the Sean Payton, Drew Brees type thing. Now, that's a stretch as far as coaching and quarterbacking goes. And, I mean, you can make the case for Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, but I feel like the best quarterback coaching tandem in the league as far as just pure game planning, I think it would have to go to Tom Brady. You go to Drew Brees and Sean Payton. And I feel like Jim Bob Cooter, being an offensive guy, can come in there, get Jared Goff where he wants to be Jared Goff. Now, the thing that I didn't like about Jim Bob getting this job is because the Detroit run game was absent. Like, if you're the Los Angeles Rams, you need a run game. And so I don't know if that's just like a play by the running back position, like an offensive line blocking. Like, I don't know what that was, or just play calling overall. I don't want this team to be a pass-happy team. I want it to be more of, if we were to say 60-40 run, in my opinion. And I think if you do that, I think you can win your division, because you're playing Seattle twice a year, you're playing the Niners twice a year, and you're playing the Cardinals twice a year. So if you're the Los Angeles Rams, I think that Jim Bob Cooter can come in. It might just go pass happy, in my personal opinion. I don't know a lot about him, but I like what he's done in Detroit, and I have respect for him. And I think that when he gets in there, and he should, in my personal opinion, when he gets in there, he can fix a lot of things and get everything in order. And it'll be his team, and hopefully that some of the stuff that he learned through his journey as far as coaching from other guys, because he's been around some winning teams. He's been on some winning teams, and he's been in winning situations, if you will. And so, I mean, you think about all the comebacks they had in Detroit this year, that right there. He's calm under pressure, clearly. And I don't feel like Jim Caldwell is a really good head coach, and that offense still looks good. So, but I think Jim Bob Cooter should definitely get the LA job. Get in there. He's an offensive-minded coach. Get your offense high and flying. Everyone keeps saying it. I hate to agree with everyone, but I think it's true. You need somebody that's going to come in there and light a spark. You don't need anything else. You just need someone to come in and light a spark. And I think he can do that for you. Next on my list is the most desirable job in my eyes. The most desirable job. Blake Bortles needs fixing, plain and simple, straight out of the gate. You have 2, 3, maybe 4 solid receivers that you can really hang your hat on. You got Julius Thomas. I don't like Julius Thomas, just so you know. No Denver hate there. It's just legit. I don't think he's a good tight end. Offensive line work definitely needs help. Not patch help. I mean, definitely needs a good overhauling, bring in some pieces, tighten it up a little bit. That thing is loose. It's just loose. Then you flip it to the defensive side of the ball. Stupid talented. Stupid talented. Dante Fowler. You got Jalen Ramsey, looks quality. Tevin Smith. Who am I missing? I feel like I'm missing like 2 or 3 other people. Like I really do. Prince Amukamura, Gibson, and the list goes on. The team is talented. That's why I feel like it's the most desirable job. It's the easiest fixable job. This team in a winnable division, in a very winnable division. Nobody wants to win the division this year, and it's really making me mad. But in a very winnable division, easy fixable team. This team can easily go from being at the bottom of the barrel to being a 13-3 team, 14-2, in my personal opinion. Like I'm serious. I'm so serious, and it makes me mad because the reason I'm getting so worked up is because I like the Jacksonville Jaguars. I like the pieces they brought in, some of the things they've done. And you sit here and you give it to a guy in Gus Bradley that is a horrible head coach, in my opinion. He didn't do anything to fix this team. He didn't do anything to help this team. It was just completely hurting this team. And when I heard, I think it was like mid-season, first of all, at the beginning of the year, somebody tried to justify that Gus Bradley had this team on the right track. Just stop. And then I think it was like in the middle of the year, Gus Bradley's job was secure. No one should be worried about it, not even him. Just stop. Like I start hearing this stuff. I'm like, don't give this man another year. Not with all this true young talent that he have on this squad, because it's just going to go to waste. And you only got 2 to 3 years to get these guys all on the same page before you can reel off 3 Super Bowls. That's how good I think this team is and how good I think this team can be. Now, with all that said, I think that they have an opportunity to be a quality team. Like I said, winnable division, all that good stuff. Bring in a coach that's really going to tighten the ship up as well. This team, they just need to know how to win. And that's what you really need. You need a team, or you need a coach that knows how to win and is going to win. And I think that I personally have my personal opinion, my favorite coach to give this team. It's just going to be crazy. It's going to be a good pick. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to show you guys. My pick for the Jaguars is Todd Haley. Like, I like that guy a lot. And in my group of friends, we all consider him the wide receiver whisperer. Granted, he's had Larry Fitz, he had Antonio Brown, he's had Anquan Bolden. These guys are already, they look quality already. But in my personal opinion, I feel like he next leveled them a little bit. And I'm not taking anything away from those guys' work ethic and what they bring to the table as far as talent. But for some reason, I feel like Todd Haley is the one coach that pushes his players to be better than what they are and knowing what they can potentially be. Prime example, when he was here in Kansas City, at the time, Derek Johnson was our best defensive player. And Derek Johnson was one of those guys that, as you know, if you're the best player on your defense or you're the best player on your team and you're a losing squad, you're like, man, whatever. I don't have to. And Todd Haley said, I don't care if we're losing. You're going to play special teams. You're not even going to start in defense. And I think that went on for a few weeks, actually. And it was crazy because he stood up to the players. Like, he's not going to take any bull from the players. And just like the Jacksonville Jaguars team, yeah, you might be, really good or really quality according to whoever or whatever. You're going to win or you're going to compete for your position on this job. Your job is not going to be handed to you. You're going to compete for it. And I just think Todd Haley has that kind of attitude and that kind of demeanor. And I think he had a bad experience here in Kansas City because of his GM. Give this man the Jaguars. Let him fix Blake Bortles, because he will fix Blake Bortles. He will tear into Blake Bortles. He's going to get Allen Robinson. Once again, not take anything from Allen Robinson's work ethic, because we've seen that he can play at this level and play really good at this level. But I think he's going to next level Allen Robinson. He's going to next level Allen Hurns, Marquise Lee, Rashard Green, Julius Thomas. And he's probably going to help this offensive line get a little bit better, in my personal opinion. But the reason why I like him as a head coach is because I think he's going to dabble in everything. It's not going to be just, offense. Like, he's going to get the defense correct, too, because this defense is an extremely talented team. It's like having a really fast kid, right? Like, just a kid, and he's really fast. And you say, hey, run track. And he's like, no, I don't want to run track. But you know for a fact, if he goes run track, he's going to just blow everyone out of the water. That's how I feel like the Jaguars' defense is. I don't know what kind of comparisons that was, but I liked it. And I feel like the Jaguars are a really talented team. And if you tell them to go out there and play football, they're like, all right, whatever, we'll play football like we've been playing football. They need to play better structured, schemed football. And if you can get Todd Haley in there and get him a really good DC, and there's a handful of DCs right now. You got Wade Phillips, you got Roman Cornell, and you got Dick LeBeau. Those are 3 guys that I would trust in my defense and say, do your thing. And I'm not sure if there's any other ones out there. If you guys know some, definitely drop some in the comment section below. But I definitely feel like get Todd Haley in there, get him a solid defensive coordinator. He's going to get their attitudes right defensively. Probably not from a scheme standpoint, but definitely from an attitude standpoint. And those guys are going to be willing to go out there and run against the other kids and blow them out of the water. And they're going to be that good in a winnable division. And that's what makes it so sad. Like, they're in a winnable division. But Todd Haley is definitely going to get T.J. Yeldon right and get the run game right. And that's another thing. Just real quick, side note. Everyone tags him as a run-happy coach. No, he's a what is my best quality about my team coach. And with the Jacksonville Jaguars, their best quality is equal to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I say that, and I know, but Blake Bortles is your Big Ben. Same exact quarterback, in my personal opinion. Now, you don't have an Antonio Brown, but Allen Robinson is definitely a big body threat guy. And you guys know how I feel. 6'4" receivers, definitely quality. And T.J. Yeldon, he's not there. He's not on the Bell level yet, but he can get there. He can sniff it, I guess, or somewhere with it. But I feel like Yeldon can definitely be that running back, or at least a better quality, solid running back for the Jacksonville Jaguars. But I really like Todd Haley, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I think that if he goes there, man, I will lose my mind, and I can guarantee you that team will be the first season easily 10-6, winning the division potentially, and then the following seasons after that, nothing but winning seasons and playoffs from there on out, in my personal opinion. That's all I have for you guys. Sorry for the lengthy video. This is just, when it comes to the offseason, these are where teams or championship teams are built, in my personal opinion. It sounds very cliche, but it's very true. And these are some guys that I feel like should have opportunities to be head coaches. Now, to all my New England haters out there, or my New England Patriots fans, sorry, not haters, but Matt Patricia and Josh McDaniels, in my personal opinion, I can't touch them. I can't touch them. I can't touch anyone from Pete Carroll's staff. I can't touch anyone from, pretty much Pete Carroll and Bill Belichick as of right now. I can't touch anyone from their staff, and I'm going to tell you guys why. Go back and look at any Bill Belichick coach that's left his squad and went to another team to be a head coach. Zero success. Zero. Horrible. And my personal opinion, once again, in my group of fans, we call Josh McDaniels the quarterback whisperer. And I definitely like him to go to L.A. because I feel like he could get Jared Goff. He could get Jared Goff right. But Josh McDaniels is not a head coach. And Matt Patricia, I don't know. I don't believe in him because, like I said, I've been burned by the New England head coaching tree. And you just can't trust anyone coming out of Bill Belichick's coaching tree. Scott Pioli came here and completely ruined our team and then went off to scurry off to Atlanta and sit down in his assistant executive seat or wherever he's doing right now. He's getting paid good money to do absolutely nothing, in my personal opinion. And we had Eric Mangini. We had Josh McDaniels. We had, granted, Romeo Crennel. Good DC. And I think like some of these guys are good DCs and OCs, but they're not good HCs. They're not good head coaches. And I feel like just don't give me Josh McDaniel or Matt Patricia to any of these three teams. And I know Matt Patricia is a guy that a lot of people are probably going to look at because he's coming from New England. But I just don't trust the New England coaching tree. And I don't trust the Seattle coaching tree. Gus Bradley completely flopped out. And he had the most talented team in the NFL, in my personal opinion. Probably the second most talented team in the NFL, in my personal opinion. And then you had Dan Quinn barely doing anything in Atlanta. Barely doing anything. And you're a defensive-minded coach and your defense is suspect. Like, that doesn't sit right with me. When you look at Ron Rivera came over from San Diego, played defense. Look at his defense in Carolina. Not even half the talent as these other two guys had on their defense or have on their defense. But still being able to dominate defensively? Explain that to me. Just explain that to me. But that's all I have for you guys this week. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're not subscribed to Footballology, subscribe to Footballology today. Become a footballologist. And stay safe, football fans. Go Chiefs. We're in the playoffs.